Oh, hello, my name is James and welcome to Mirror Domains. And this is your place for entertainment headlines, where we're talking about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including what's opening up this week. The Bikeriders and the Exorcism open this week. What show are you going to go out to see? We'll talk about that. I'm going to see the Bikeriders later today, so stay tuned for my straight out of the theater reaction for that. We gotta talk about the Acolyte yet again, because they're still trying to... I don't know what they're doing with that show. We'll talk about that. Superman 2025 got some set photos to look at. Supergirl Advice from one Supergirl to another. We got a bunch of trailers to Fly Me to the Moon. The Penguin trailer on HBO Max. Second trailer for that, right? Looking forward to that. The Front Room's got a trailer. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming to VOD digital release soon. And we'll do our review for Wildcat. Then we got some hit or miss. So it's not a whole lot of busyness today. But we start out today's show by taking a look at what's opening up in the theater this weekend. And, well, Inside Out 2 is still playing. And I think Inside Out 2 is going to be number 1 again. So don't worry about that. But the Bikeriders opens up at 3:50. That's the show that I'm going to see. Let's see if anybody else is in the theater. We got 3 in the back here. 1 right there. I usually sit somewhere around here. So yeah, usually G4 is where I sit, or F4. This is a smaller theater. Yeah, so you can see it's not that busy. What's the 6:50 show? Okay, so you got a few more people there for the 6:50. A few for 9:50. This is that Tom Hardy, Austin Butler biker gang movie, right? It's about biker gangs, crime, drama. Looking forward to that. Tom Hardy talking in a Bugs Bunny voice. Yeah, I want to hear that throughout the entire thing. Why not? The Exorcism opens up as well. 1 hour and 33 minutes. Now that's my type of runtime. Unfortunately, I have to go to a birthday party at 7 o'clock. Otherwise, I would go straight into the Exorcism. I'd take in a double feature today if I could. Maybe I can still. Maybe I can ditch the birthday party. Should I? James, where were you? We saved you a piece of cake. Sorry, I was watching a movie about an exorcism. You guys know how I like to roll. Apparently, The Exorcism is not doing so well on the tomato meter, though. Oh, 30%, but it's only 23 reviews. Academy Award winner Russell Crowe stars as Anthony Miller, a troubled actor who begins to unravel while shooting a supernatural horror film. So yeah, guys, if you saw the trailers, he plays like a priest who's doing an exorcism, but then like the set itself becomes possessed or something like that. I like the trailers, so I thought that I would check this one out. James, you can't skip the birthday party, can you? I don't even know the person all that well. Should I, guys? What do you guys think? Okay, so yeah, I like the trailer for this because it made it look like, yeah, he was dealing with some kind of substance abuse, so they're going to try to play it on both sides here of, well, is there a real exorcism going on? Is there like a real demon here? David Hyde Pierce plays like a priest in this, or is it he's hallucinating because he's going through some kind of drug withdrawal? But I like the premise, and it looks like towards the end there's some pretty sinister imagery, which of course caught my eye here. We're in the background here, where maybe he does get possessed, right? Exorcism. I'm always up for a good horror. The Bikeriders is sitting at 83% on the tomato meter. This is the one I'm going to go see this one first anyway. My tickets are going to be booked here in the next little while. For the 3:50 show, June 20th, we're opening up here, guys. Bikeriders, 87%. Tom Hardy, in his Bugs Bunny voice. I'll be watching that one. Jodie Comer, yeah, that's why I'm watching. Jodie Comer right there. Austin Butler, yeah. Unabashedly romanticizing its subject as paragons of strength and style. It doesn't have much substance lurking beneath its surface, but then, with a surface like this, it doesn't really need any. So they're saying there that it doesn't have a whole lot of context or like subtext. I don't know if it needs to be. Sorry guys, it's like plus 35 and high humidity, so I apologize for the fan sound. What am I drinking today? A Nestea iced tea. Yeah, that's the way I like to roll. So, is there anything else opening up? A24 is putting on the director's cut of Midsummer, because tomorrow's the summer solstice. I like Ari Aster's Hereditary movie. Beau is Afraid didn't really land for me. Midsummer started off so good, but then it got really drawn out. And the director's cut is like 3.5 hours or something like that, right? 171 minutes. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can stomach that one, because 171 minutes. 171 divided by 60 is 2.8. Yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes or so. 41 minutes. I don't know. James, you call yourself a horror fan, don't you? Like, oh, no. If you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's about two guys that go study this cult that they bring their girlfriends along for some reason, and of course the cult brutally kills them. What do you think is going to happen, guys? Seriously. Oh. Yeah, anyway. Inside Out 2. Can Do Champion. What else is playing? Not much. The Watchers is still playing. That's going to fade away. Those are your choices, guys. Stay tuned for my straight out of the theater reaction tomorrow, probably, for the Exorcism. Although maybe I should go see it tonight, because tomorrow we're going to watch that Netflix movie with Jessica Alba. Netflix movie. Right here on the channel, Mirror Domains. The Trigger Warning, right? That movie where she's like an ex-military person who gets caught up in some action. Yeah, I like the trailer for this. So this will be opening up as well this weekend. And we'll be watching this tomorrow. And if I don't, maybe I should go see Exorcism tonight. Do I need to go to the birthday party? Do I need to? Do I need to go to the birthday party? What time is Exorcism playing at? 7:30 there. If there was like a nice 8 o'clock show, I could go for the first 30 minutes, duck, then head out to the Exorcism. I don't need a piece of cake. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. Maybe it's playing somewhere else. Well, maybe it's playing on Fairway, James. Let's launch a quick investigation. James, you're really going to prioritize? Well, yeah, because... Wait, Exorcism isn't even playing there tonight? I don't believe that. I call that hogwash. I do. Complete hogwash. All right, let's go to Cambridge then. Exorcism, 6:45. Oh, no, that's too early. Or I could go after at 9:15, but I don't want to be out that late. Nah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, where we're at. Where are we at? Are you hyped for any of these? The Bikeriders? Exorcism? Let me know in the comments below. The Acolyte is the talk of the town in the Star Wars community and in some television circles, because it's, well, it's getting some backlash on monumental levels here. The Acolyte Rotten Tomato score plummets again, with the latest episode receiving more backlash. So I thought it was down to 14% yesterday. Maybe I was at 16%. But yeah, It's not good. And it's kind of curious that the critics score is staying the same. Notice they don't put any numbers underneath here either. So they're trying to protect Star Wars or Lucasfilm's brand, which they shouldn't. They should let it crash and burn. There was a comparison here I wanted to look at. Look at Ahsoka's numbers. 86% for Ahsoka, which is about the same for Acolyte, for critics, but 65 by fans, right? Mandalorian has always been good. What's Book of Boba Fett? Book of Boba Fett was not well received by fans, but it was 51%. This is 14%. Lucasfilm has to address this. They can't keep on pushing material out like this. Because if Skeleton Crew is of this same kind of ilk, I don't like the common kind of theme here is that there has to be a change at the top. And we've been calling, lots of fans have been calling for Kathleen Kennedy to be out of there for years now. I think you have to change course. You can't use this paradigm of trying to expand the audiences to audiences that are not going to be receptive to it, right? They say the Force is female. We want to try to incorporate more people of the feminine gender to bring into this, but they're not even liking this stuff. They're not. So it's kind of like you're trying to push it out to that audience, but you're alienating your base core audience doing this stuff. And it's why? Is there a cool premise in here for the Acolyte? Yeah. There is. And the showrunner tries to justify all of this. Leslie Headland, saying that there's a cliffhanger ending, and it seems like this is like puffering, right? To try to sell you magic beans, and I'm not having it because I'm not stupid enough to buy magic beans. No, I find him to be very scary. Headland said, talking about the Sith character, right? Or her. I'm calling it a her because I think it's a her. I think that because this is a show that the bad guys, he is about the bad guys. He is incredibly powerful, menacing, and all those things. She should really be saying she. She added that some answers about the mysterious villain, saying, you are going to get, I would say, drawn into this world a bit, and it'll be a little bit different. See, that I don't like. It doesn't have to be different. Just be a good quality story. And you saw my full live watch along where I was being very critical now about story structure, story pacing, setting things up, and then not paying it off. Hopefully it just continues down that road for people. You have to keep watching the show. And I think the audience will continue to be excited of where we end up each episode. So this is talking about the cliffhanger, about how at the end of the that episode there, the Sith character came out here and pushed back all of these Jedi. Like, how many are there? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. Just force pushes them back. Okay, so are you saying that even if this Jedi or this Sith kills all of these 8, which probably should happen, the Jedi Higher Council didn't know anything about this? Ki-Adi-Mundi was in this episode and said the Jedi have been extinct for a millennia. I'm not buying it. And it's just sloppy storytelling. It is. I don't know, we don't know what the motivations are here. And I'm guessing it's going to be the Zabrak mother, Venestra, or whatever the heck her name is. The Slipknot villain. It's not like, by now, halfway through your story, we should know who the good guys are, who the bad guys are, what are the motivations of the good guys, and what are the motivations of the bad guys. All we know is that for some reason this dark side user is using May to kill 4 Jedi for the reasons to possibly be an apprentice, to be an acolyte. But why? Right? We should know this by now. Why is this happening? You don't hold on to why until the last part of the story, right? Until like like the last, well, we're over halfway now. So if you hold on to that reason why this is all happening until like episode 6, that's bad storytelling. You can tell us why early on so that we're like, okay, now we want to find out how, right? How is this happening? Right? That's how story structure and stuff usually works. And as far as like this cliffhanger ending, yes, it's happened in Star Wars before with the introduction of General Grievous in the Clone Wars stuff, where, well, actually he did come out and slay a whole bunch of Jedi, but we actually saw him in action before that, right? We got to see him being very scary, killing several Jedi in brutal fashion, and that was, but we didn't see that with the Sith here. And then that episode ended with him leaping up in the air towards Ki-Adi-Mundi, oddly enough. And then it was like, wait another couple months now until we get to the conclusion. And yeah, so like this stuff has been done before, but it's been done better because when you, what should have happened here is this Sith character should have come in, killed 4 or 5 of them, and then have like Saul kind of like saying, okay, it's on, right? Bring it. And then you end the episode, right? So it's all about pacing. It's all about timing. It's all about structure. So this person doesn't want to kill Osha. But yeah, no, that's a female. I think that's Indara, I think. I don't know. You guys heard me. Is this beyond saving? Are little blurbs like this about the showrunner coming out saying, "Don't worry, guys, you're hooked in every episode, right? You love this stuff, right?" And I'm not. I'm with the majority now. I don't think it's as low as 14%. Saul is the most interesting character in this. I know that some people say that Daphne Keane is, but Daphne Keane's character really hasn't done that much. You only like her because you know that she's Daphne Keane. That's the way I feel about it. Acolyte continues to drudge along in cumbersome fashion. All right. Enough about that. Let's go on and talk about Superman. Superman 2025, guys. Superman set photos reveal look at the Daily Planet in James Gunn's upcoming film. And there were shots of behind-the-scenes stuff of like Chris Pratt on set. I was like, meh. All right, there's the Daily Planet. Let's pull up those photos. Yeah. They just dressed up some other buildings, slapped some logos on there. Okay. It's got the revolving door. Will he use them to transform into a suit? Maybe. What the heck? David Corn Sweat, July 11th, 2025. Yeah, I'm more interested in Smile 2 trailer than I am some other things going on today. What do you guys think? Are you hyped for this? Yes? No? Next. Supergirl. From one Supergirl to another, Melissa Benoist has some advice for Millie Alcock. Yes. I tried watching Supergirl. I just kind of got lost. I liked her as the character. Okay, so she's got some advice. What does she say? Quote, that's a really good question. On Ladies' Night with Perry Nemiroff. Cool. That's a really good question. I think what always drove me while working on that show was the audience and who I was making the show for. Of course, I know that she is an iconic character that spans many generations of fans, but the people I was making the show for while we were making it were young women. That's not true. Supergirl is not just for young women, guys. People, this is what you're not understanding. This is what the Acolyte's not understanding either. Supergirl is very appealing to guys as well. And yes, for the reasons you think, because of the blonde hair, because of the costume, because it's just cool, man. But if you're saying you're just making it for young women, yeah, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that we're getting tired of as fans. But anyway, she continues. And if I kept that in the forefront of my mind, it always made everything palatable. No, I don't know, man. Millie Alcock will be starring in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, with the film set in this and set to be scripted by Anna Nugara, based on Tom King's comic series of the same name. Craig Gillespie, who directed Cruella, set to direct. So James Gunn teased in this version of Supergirl will be different. In our series, we will see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off Krypton, and watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for her first 14 years of her life. Then came to Earth when she was a young girl. She's much more hardcore. She's not exactly Supergirl. She's not exactly the Supergirl we're used to seeing. Yeah. Guys, again, it's not about appealing to genders with these things. Like, nobody ever thought about these things when they first were made. That's not what the character was made for. In some cases, yes. Like when you get into like Batwoman and Batgirl, that's what they were trying to do. But it was like Supergirl and like trust me, there is a big male audience that likes Supergirl, and you may go ew, but they only like her because she's pretty. Yes, what's wrong with that? And she's a superhero. She's got super strength, and she's cool. So what's wrong in that? Yeah, I don't know. Why am I getting off in such a tangent with this kind of stuff? Maybe it's just because lately we've been hit with so much audacity. I'm hitting my boiling point now, and it's starting to boil over. But anyway, I have high hopes for Supergirl. It's one of my more anticipated. Like out of the two guys, I gotta say that I'm a little bit more excited for Supergirl than Superman, because I'm still one of the people that's a little bit butthurt that we're not getting more Cavill Superman. So this one has to deliver for me to get on board with this Superman. That's why I'm more excited for Supergirl. Maybe that'll make an interesting short. Yeah. Supergirl. He's Superman. There you go. All right. What do you guys think? Wait, did she actually give any advice in there? What was her advice? That she was making it for girls and that's it? To keep it palatable? And if I were to keep that in the forefront of my mind, it always made everything palatable. It's almost like a lot of people don't understand the concept of having an idol. Like you can only idolize someone of the same ilk as you. So like I'm not allowed to idolize Black Panther because I'm not from Africa, or I'm not of the right skin tone. Like what? No, I like Black Panther because Chadwick Boseman played him in such a way that was like cool. Oh, I can't idolize Supergirl or Wonder Woman, who's the only picture superhero I have on my wall. I'm not allowed to because I'm not a female? Like what? No. No. You think a lot of female bodybuilders at one point or another don't look at what Arnold Schwarzenegger did and are like, that conviction of his, that drive of his to pump iron every day and build that up. That's what you idolize, right? You look at Gordon Ramsay and you're like, I idolize him because of his work ethic, his desire to create food and put things out for people to taste and have that experience of looking at them and then going, oh wow, this is good. I don't idolize Gordon Ramsay because he's a man. Idolization, that's what I'm going to talk about too. Right? Anyway. I know I'm ranting. And it could be off-putting for some people. Because I'm really not, I don't like to get into the political stuff too much. But you drag me in. You drag me in with this kind of stuff. All right. Fly Me to the Moon is a new movie coming out with Scarlett Johansson, my second favorite actress now, and Channing Tatum, July 12th. Marketing maven Kelly Jones wreaks havoc on a launch director Cole Davis's already difficult task when the White House deems the mission too important to fail. Jones is directed to stage a fake moon landing as backup. It's been a while since we've seen Scarlett Johansson. So, final trailer has dropped. Let's check it out.
Are they cleared for this?
I mean, come on, we gotta bend the rules like just this once.
Oh.
So what you're about to see is classified, just a sneak.
And she's a good singer, too.
Fly Me to the Moon.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the best.
The
Woody
Mustang
Harrelson.
Fastback, 355 horses for him, seat belts for the family.
Just lucky that my water didn't break in there.
Come on.
Why sell cars when you could think
Okay.
bigger?
This is where I think I could be a good salesman, too. Because you're fabricating stuff, right? Okay, so we're using music
The
here.
launch director.
You're the killer from Manhattan.
Change plans. Now that we know the whole world will be watching, we need a backup of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
What?
No
To
one
fake
can
it.
ever know what we're doing.
I cannot accept that.
They will shoot you.
What is my budget?
Yeah.
Places, everyone, look sharp.
If you
Now,
fake
this
this
is-
mission,
this
everything
looks
that we
charming, right?
sacrificed will have been for nothing. 5,
This order from the tippy top.
4,
Woody
You
Harrelson.
can't possible the dream.
3. Going around the corner, we'll see you on the other side. 2.
Channing Tatum's good, too.
Action.
I want you to walk as if you're carrying your mother. She's frail, but also heavy.
Frail, but also heavy, huh? July 12th. So I'll be coming back from the Yukon, and then I'll be going to the theater to watch this, for sure. So I think I come back on this day. I'll be coming back like at 5 p.m. We'll get back into town until probably about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So I probably won't have time to go see that, but the next day I will. Flat Earthers think this is a documentary. Is this movie generated by OpenAI? Finally, a live-action Bayonetta movie. What? Moon landing was faked movie? Really? Just what we need. Well, hey, yeah, you're going to get some of the conspiracy people in there, because there are people out there that believe that it was all faked. But there are also other people out there that do believe that this scenario actually did happen, where they did film some backup stuff in case the footage didn't come through or stuff like that. So it's an interesting premise, right? Fly Me to the Moon. Not a lot of buzz surrounding this. Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson, Ray Romano. Interesting. That got me on board. ScarJo, one of my best actresses out there. I want to do another video. Maybe I'll do one of hers today too. ScarJo, best actress. What can we put in for ScarJo? Maybe I'll use that scene from Avengers Endgame where she's just sitting back saying, "Don't you dare tell me that it's all going to get better soon. Yeah. All right. Because I like doing that quick little thing for Natalie Portman. That was a lot of fun. The Penguin series comes this year, guys. Mini-series, 8 episodes, Colin Farrell. They just dropped a new trailer. Kristen Milotti is also going to be in this. Berto Colon. Emily Mead. Anybody else from the Batman? Clancy Brown, Salvatore Moroni. Cool. Only 1 episode, though. Well, everybody's listed for 1 episode. But there's going to be 8 episodes. They got a new trailer out. Let's check this out for The Penguin. That's not it, James. This is it. Ready?
Look at this. What that madman did.
That madman? The next chapter.
Listen, Sal. Carmine Falcone's dead. And
Yes,
I'm here
that's
now.
mine.
I'll be calling the shots.
Clancy Brown. He's like, look at him. He's still got that weight
Falcone's still
cinematically,
licking
right?
their wounds. They're distracted. The business will be ripe for the taking.
My father's been dead a week.
We're going to watch
Wanna
this,
take what's
guys. Full live watch-alongs, for sure. Right
I'm
here on the
daughter
channel.
of the Falcone Don, but
He's dead.
the family thinks I'm broken. I'm not broken.
So that's the daughter. One of the daughters of
Megan. We gotta take whatever we decide is ours.
John Turturro's character.
Because no one's gonna give it to us. We're not
Because
gonna
apparently
fight.
Catwoman in this universe is one of his daughters.
You work for the family. You will do as you're told.
I refuse to let these old men push me aside again. So I'm gonna take from them now.
This looks gritty, doesn't
I'm
it?
gonna force them to their knees.
What is it you're really after, Oz?
We're gonna tear down the empire from the inside out.
You know,
Wow.
Oz, people underestimate you.
Like
and
the
not me.
tone of this is what's selling me.
I've always known you were capable of more.
Oh, wow. Yep, I'm on board. Who isn't on board for this? The Penguin. This September. Okay, guys. So, yeah, Crave will have this in Canada. But that that was awesome. That's the exact tone that we kind of need for shows, right? This is the tone. This is like House of the Dragon tone, but like with mobsters, right? That's what we need. And I wish Star Wars was like this too. Like it had like this kind of seriousness, and the storytelling here seems like it's well crafted, right? Whatever the heck Colin Farrell is doing with this, he just told, like, the makeup, yeah, helps him transform, but it's also in his eyes. And Clancy Brown, like look at him. So many different looks. The wincing, yeah, look at that. Like you couldn't even tell that that's Colin Farrell. I'm totally on board for this. This September, guys, the Penguin trailer. Did you guys see it? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domains. That's Christian Milotti, huh? All right. What's next? The Front Room has a new trailer out. The Front Room, rated R. It tells the story of a young, newly pregnant couple who is forced to take in an ailing, estranged stepmother, starring Brandy Norwood, Catherine Hunter, Neil Huff, and Andrew Burnap. Let's check it out. James, why are you talking like that? I don't know. The Front Room. Uh-oh. Can't use that song. No.
Babe, my dad is dead.
Your father's final request was he wants you to take your mother into your home.
I'm willing to give you all the money I got.
Well, we could
That's
sell the
weird.
house with that money.
Everything in me is telling me to run away.
Welcome home, Solange.
Oh, what's in there?
Yeah, that's the nursery.
It's my room now.
It's your room now, huh? Well, yeah, she's not going up the stairs.
I do not know my granddaughter's name.
We're gonna name her Fern.
Another plant you got growing in there? No. Used to be parents understood the name's gotta have power.
Okay, so we got it.
What was his name?
I didn't know him really well.
Call that a broken family.
What the hell?
It's
She
some
thinks
kind
that the
of
Holy Spirit possesses her. And
a possession
gives her
story.
Power.
Wow.
I can't practice my face.
Satanist?
No,
Is that what this is about?
You're a racist.
You don't know what real racism is.
You're gonna tell me?
Have I offended you?
Holy shit.
Does Brandy have some work done or something? Her eyes look like they're
He's literally
cold.
evil.
You hit her.
She wants you to.
Okay.
She wants to replace me. I am her mother.
Oh, no, yeah, hey. Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is okay.
This is my house. Being cooped up with a newborn and a mother-in-law can drive anyone crazy. My name is Belinda. Belinda.
Yeah, well, we've seen this work before with M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit, right? Older people can be creepy, and they're trying to sell the angle of it being kind of like she's just of that older mentality kind of thing. But who's also seemed to be some kind of Satan worshiper. Turns the daughter against her son, or her son against the wife, right? His wife. Intriguing. I'm not going, ew. Brandy, the blast from the 90s past. Keep thinking she looked really familiar. Brandy doesn't look like she's aged in the past 15 years. Well, I think she has. It's giving Hereditary prequel, and I'm here. I wouldn't trust nobody with two canes. Just get a walker, LOL. Music isn't loud enough. I couldn't hear the dialogue. Brandy making a comeback? I'll give it a chance. I like horror. Tension, suspense. Confederacy. Okay. So the mother or the grandmother there is part of the Confederacy? Oy. That's dicey territory, isn't it? All right. Where are we at? What do you guys think about those trailers? What jumped out at you? The Penguin trailer is the trailer of the day, obviously. Will any of them be one of the better movies of the year? It remains to be seen. But one of the better movies of the year is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Digital release date revealed. Cool. When's it coming? Next week is Furiosa release date, right? What? Damn you, Screen Rant. This is why I don't use your site anymore. You cover up your stories with wanting me to sign in. Now I'm going to have to figure it out through other means. July 9th, guys. See? Look at that. Was that hard, Screen Rant? Shame on you. July 9th. This is why Screen Rant sucks. I stopped using it a long time ago, but I thought I'd give it a chance today. And I'm once again reminded that I should have known better. July 9th. And then August 27th on Blu-ray and DVD and 4K Ultra HD. So VOD on July 9th. Digital release of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes just around the corner, guys. I would totally recommend it. So that means that this probably won't work either, will it? 10 tropes that of TVD that haven't aged well. From Screen Rant. 10 TV tropes from the past decades that haven't aged well. The bury your gaze trope. What? What was that? Especially in Priority. So what is it? For example, Tara's death in Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a heartbreaking moment for Willow, especially as her girlfriend came just after they reconciled. What? Oh, so somebody comes out as being gay and then they die? Is that so? Was that a trope? I didn't realize that it was. The 2000s anti-hero boom. Like Tony Soprano. Walter White. I never got into The Sopranos that much. I watched a few episodes. I didn't actually think Gandolfini was all that great in it. Oh, maybe that's my controversial opinion. Mad Men. House. No, it's still going on with The Boys. It's still going on, so I don't believe in that one. The dreaded clip show episode. Oh, yeah. Remember that? Yeah. Clip shows were just like, wait a minute, we're only 2 seasons in and you're giving us a clip show? What are you doing? Star Trek, Next Generation, I'm looking at you. Young women always needed to be in relationships. Did they? That 70s show. The Womanizer. Sam Malone and Cheers. Dan Fielding on Night Court. What was wrong with The Womanizer? There's still lots of womanizing going on, so I don't see what's wrong with that. And I would put Dan Fielding up here before Sam Malone. Dan Fielding was much more, and Dan Fielding's still on TV with the Night Court reboot. I never watched How I Met Your Mother. Foreign characters' only purpose is comic relief. Yeah, Fez from the 70s show, Raj Koothrappali from the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, that one kind of needs to be put to bed too. I'd agree with that one. Number 4, certain characters are only beautiful after a weight loss glow up. So this happened on Ugly Betty, Glee, and Friends. Incompetent fathers, Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin.
Our ads work as hard as you do.
Why? What was wrong with that?
And sales closer than you can imagine. Small businesses saw 39% of their sales on average driven by Amazon ads.
Why do I hear audio coming through? Why is audio coming through? A lot of people liked Al Bundy from Married with Children, so I don't know what's wrong with that. Dumb blondes. Lots of people are dumb, so why are you just picking on the blondes? Chrissy Snow from Three's Company. Midge Pincotti from 70 Show. Cherry from 30 Rock. Sari, I don't know who, I never watched 30 Rock. Manic Pixie Dream Girl, Cassie in Skins. I don't know, what the heck is Skins? What? That's the number 1? First of all, I never heard of the show Skins. I never heard of Manic Pixie Dream Girl. What? What is a Pixie Dream Girl? The idea of Manic Pixie Dream Girls referred to a character who appeared to be disconnected from reality, spontaneous, a bit childish, and some who was clearly different from her peers. Again, what's wrong with that? There's lots of people that are like that. I don't know. Screen Rant, get out of my face. Wildcat. Is that what's next? Wildcat review. Yeah. All right. Let me just quickly make sure that I got all my materials ready for this. This will be something that I'll be cut out and put up separately later on. I just want to make sure that I got my posters all set up because I don't think I did put that over in the right place. Number 4, James, number 4. Folder 4, James. No, I got to update that. Okay, just got to update my 4. Here we go. "46 minutes. God, it's hot. Ugh. Like if I wasn't doing anything, I can roll with this. I could, but when you got the lights on you and everything, oi. All right. Wildcat stars. Oh, wait, yeah. Do I want to? No, I'll just leave it like this. Whatever. Wildcat stars Maya Hawke and was released last year, but it's getting its formal release in theaters this year because it did the festival tour last year, right? Directed by Ethan Hawke. Follows the life of writer Flannery O'Connor while she was struggling to publish her first novel. Well, if you don't know who Maya Hawke is, you have to watch Stranger Things and you'd be like, oh, okay, I remember who she is. And this is kind of like a showcase for her to show her talents as an actress and how she's developing. Laura Linney also stars, and I got to tell you, the standout in this film right up off the bat is the performances. Is Maya Hawke playing this writer that's, well, fighting some sickness. I think it's lupus at the time, but she also wants to write. But she's an abstract writer. She's got really abstract ideas about society and culture and stuff like that. Doesn't always write the most pleasant stories. And I like how it starts off with her kind of envisioning stories in her head, and we get to see that kind of played out with the same kind of characters. Laura Linney is her mother in the movie, but then she's also the mother character in all of these little stories that happen throughout the movie. So she sees things that gets inspired, somebody walking with crutches or somebody walking with no arm, and then she writes a story about that kind of thing, right? And Maya Hawke does a really good job in this. If you thought that, like, look at her there. She is the daughter of Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke. So I always said from here up, it's Uma Thurman, and then from down here, it's Ethan Hawke. The acting is good. And you can tell that Ethan Hawke as a director is using his skills to marshal in, to draw in, pull out performances from people, right? And we get some cameos in here from some fun people. Steve Zahn, Liam Neeson shows up in here, Vincent D'Onofrio. So it's a good cast. And it goes over some really difficult subject matter because it's kind of like a period piece, right? And she transforms here. She does. But the thing that I think most people won't like about it is because it's about a writer who does unpleasant stories, and we get to see some of those stories played out. It's about unpleasant subject matter. So it may be slow in the pacing, right? We'll be kind of like, well, why are we going into this sub story again? I'll just follow with the main story, please, with her being sick and how she's dealing with that and her desire to keep on writing. How she just feels like she's got to have this material come out of her, right? And I like that aspect of the film. But you go and look at some of the marketing for this, and it's kind of like, well, Liam Neeson See, look how it's billed. There's Liam Neeson before Maya Hawke. No, it's a Maya Hawke movie. Watch it for Maya Hawke. And if you want to, if you're curious to see what she can do, how much of a range does she have? Of course, she's going to be mentored by great actors, Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. But then she's working around with this nice supporting cast in this movie, Laura Linney, and as I said, Steve Zahn. And I do believe the best scene in the movie is with Liam Neeson, where he plays like priest and comes to her for kind of like a confession, and she just pours her heart out, very much like that scene in Pearl, except not as crazy, right? Remember that dinner scene or where she invites her friend over in Pearl, and she just kind of her mind just starts to flow out of her mouth. It's a scene like that, but for Maya Hawke in this movie. And for that, I would say give it thumbs up. Go see it for the acting. Go the pacing and the subject matter is drab. And that's where most people will be like, I don't know if this is for me. Okay. So with that being said, let's go over to my preliminary score sheet and start to fill in some numbers here. Acting, directing, a story out of a possible 1 point each, 2 points each, sorry. And cinematography and score out of a possible 1 point. I will give the acting a full 2 points because Maya Hawke is good. But then the supporting cast around her, as I said, when they go into those small little stories, the sub-stories, where Laura Linney's playing like different characters and stuff like that, that's cool. And it was fun with these small little cameos in there too that are also very solid. Ethan Hawke is a director. I would give 1.5 because there is some pacing issues in here. There is, without a doubt. Story is drab. I'll give 1.5. And it's not going to be for everybody. This is where the watchability factor is going to kind of wane off. The cinematography was serviceable. Score was meh, serviceable. So we're sitting at a 6 out of 10 right now for Wildcat. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying about it, because this came out a while ago, right? And then it's just ending its run now in a lot of the art house theaters. 56% by critics, 69% by the audience. Only 50 view ratings so far. Yeah, so let's just see what people are saying. Richard Roper liked it. With pinpoint production design, makeup, and wardrobe capturing the 1950s time period, exquisite cinematography, and brilliant work by talented actors who get to sink their teeth into some meaty roles, Wildcat is an inventive and haunting mood piece. Well, I do agree about the sinking your teeth into some meaty roles. Like, as I said, there's some side stories and there's some scenes in there with like Liam Neeson and stuff where people actually get to stretch themselves. Laura Linney does a good job in learning to come to terms with some of her prejudices, I would say, in this, of her character's prejudices, which I thought played very well. Want a shiny penny, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and her reaction to that, I thought was... Okay, some audience reviews. Collections of shorts goes nowhere, but I guess that's the point of a collection of shorts. They're all their own unique story. The main story of the author writing the short stories does not add much, but acting is good. Yeah, because those short stories do come in there, that it does feel fragmented. That's a good word to use, fragmented. Let's take a look at somebody who didn't like it from critics. Washington City Paper. Wildcat never coheres into something compelling or specific. Instead, it drifts in like a reader who reminds the same passage of a dozen times and still cannot make any sense of it. But I think that was some of the point. See if there's anybody else here that jumps on the page that I may recognize. Epoch Times. Chicago Reader. Despite a strong cast, this Flannery O'Connor biopic doesn't capture the prose of its subject. Christy Lemire. It fights off fancy of are wildly over the top. Its flights of fancy are wildly over the top, with gifted actors offering their versatility in the service of obnoxious, eccentric caricatures. Does that mean anything to you guys? Yeah, it doesn't really that much to me. Just trying to see if there's anybody in here that jumps off the page at me, critic-wise. Anybody that I trust. Christy Lemire's probably the closest. Yeah, nobody else really that much. What do you guys get the impression here? It's an art house film. I wouldn't say that it's audience friendly either because of the subject matter. But I am glad that I finished watching it. I'm glad that I did watch it because I am interested in seeing what Maya Hawke can do, and she does get to stretch and push herself in this. So for that fact, I would say go and check out Wildcat. But it's nothing that you need to rush out to the theater or art house theater to see. Wait for it on streaming and go, oh, okay. And you'll be like, okay, I'm glad that I watched it, but you might need the fast forward button at some times. All right, so let's wrap up my score sheet and see where I sit for my final score on Wildcat. Watchability factor. It's out of a possible 2 points. I would say check it out for Maya Hawke if you're interested, and check it out for the premise of the movie. But other than that, I'm 7 out of 10 is actually fairly gracious. I could probably knock it down for directing. Maybe the story as well. But no, 6.5 seems a little bit unjust. 7 seems about right for Wildcat. It's there. I'm glad that I saw it, and it's a good start for Maya Hawke as a leading person in a movie. It's a good foundation. I'm glad she made this movie, and I'm glad that I saw it. So there you go. What do you think? Let me know if you saw this movie, Wildcat, and we will talk about it in the comments below. You're watching Mirror Domains. If you like this kind of stuff, come join us here on the Mirror Domains channel, and you'll get stuff like things for the full live movie series watch-alongs for House of the Dragon, and whoa, the Acolyte, Smile 2 trailer reactions, Alien Romulus, full movie reactions for Godzilla -1, Under Paris, Atlas, the Watchers movie reviews, and full series watch-alongs for like Fallout. Cool, guys. Let me know what you think right here on Mirror Domains. All right. So, let me just quickly deal with something here. How do I do this? We'll take a look at the Twitterverse here in just a second. Whoops. Yeah, I just had to reset that. I think I'm going to chop this out, and I'm going to start putting movie reviews out on its own channel. We're going to stop putting movie reviews out on this channel. We're still going to get straight out of the theater reactions and stuff and small snippets, but I think I want to try to start building its own, and that's all that will be on that channel, movie reviews. And see if we can't build up a fan base like that. Because I think YouTube's algorithm is getting confused with a lot of because we do a lot of various stuff. And I think that's maybe to my detriment. We're not getting as focused in on stuff that we should be. So we'll try it for a while, see if it works. And if it doesn't, well, then we'll just pull them back. But most of the movie reviews, like the big formal reviews that I've been doing, they only get like 20, 40 views. And that's not what it should be for the caliber and quality that we're doing. All right. Because it's just not getting pushed out to the people, right? Where are we at? Film updates. Let's take a look. Kinds of kindness. That's pinned. CEO Bill Kramer says the Academy is exploring the idea of gender-neutral acting categories. Cool. I wouldn't mind that. Just what was the best performance of the year? Yeah. It's in the early exploration stage and one of the many conversations about the future awards of the Oscars. Jacques Kron's Chestnut, Natalia Dyer, Rachel Keller, and Danny Ramirez. In select theaters, June 21st, and digital, July 2nd. So this is coming out. Chestnut is something this coming out today, this weekend. I like Natalia Dyer as an actress. She's great. She's also from Stranger Things. We were just talking about Maya Hawke, right? Natalia Dyer, Jill, I don't think will be somebody of the caliber of Maya Hawke or Sadie Sink, or that's her right there. Or definitely not Millie Bobby Brown. She's got the talent, though. She does. I don't know what's going on in this clip. Bunch of friends having a drink and a ciggy out in a park. His 3 daughters in select theaters September 6th. Natasha Lyonne, Carrie Coon, and Elizabeth Olsen. All 3 great actresses. Looking forward to that. Really looking forward to a lot of work from Natasha Lyonne. Zendaya and Roger Federer on the set of the upcoming campaign for On. Oh, because they're going to do some tennis things. She was in Challenger, so that's weird. His face is like perfectly aligned to follow the curves of her face. But he's standing in front of her, obviously, at a distance. Outer Banks. Colin Farrell will return as the Penguin. Yeah, okay, so we got a poster for that too. Let's put that up a little bit bigger. Really looking forward to that. The home video release of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will feature a full length of the film, shows the final film side by side with a version showing unfinished visual effects. Well, we heard they were going to get that version, right? Of the actors actually doing the stuff on the horse and stuff like that. Prisma. Never heard of it. Andrew Burnap. Oh yes, we just looked at the trailer for The Front Room. Olivia Colman is back for The Night Manager. Final trailer for To Fly Me to the Moon. Yeah, we looked at that. Rooney Mara and Joaquin Phoenix have welcomed their second child together. Really? Good for them. We need more Rooney Mara, though. I guess she's taking time off to raise this family. To have this family. Well, she's at the right age to do that stuff. She's a really good talent in front of the camera. I want to see more work from her. Inside Out 2 spin-off series will debut next spring. The first film remembered to go to spring. What is it about? Riley's dreams are made of. The semi-experience is weird. Want a spin-off about Riley's dreams? Pretty Little Liars Summer School? Melissa Barrera. Cool. She's photogenic. And I think she's one of my favorite actresses right now, too. Because of Abigail. Yes. Austin Butler on Ari Aster's Eddington. It was a wild adventure that I got to go on. I got to play a character who's very different from anything I've done. Yeah. One week until the Bear returns of Glenn Powell. Twisters, July 19th, next month, guys. A month away. Looking forward to that. I want that to be just a big, nice popcorn blockbuster. save that poster, James. Twisters poster. Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, Anthony Ramos. What is your favorite Nicole Kidman performance? Happy birthday to Nicole Kidman. Oh, happy birthday. What is my favorite Nicole Kidman performance? She's done so many good ones. I liked her in The Others. Others was good. Practical Magic, yeah. So somebody did put The Others there. Cold Mountain, she was good in too, right? To Die For, Eyes Wide Shut. Haha, BMX Bandits. I did a short about that one a while ago. So is anybody else putting Cold Mountain in here? Or, yeah. Big Little Lies, Birth. Moulin Rouge. Oh, no. Moulin Rouge right there. She's awesome. Yeah. Satine. Oh. Yeah. No, that's my number one. So I would go Moulin Rouge, The Others, Cold Mountain. I'm not seeing any Cold Mountain in here. The Others was great. Haha, Batman. Chase Meridian. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of love in here for Cold Mountain. Am I thinking of the right one? See if I can. Let's find a few. See if we can find a GIF. That it? Yeah. It's not very definitive that it's Cold Mountain. You needed to either show who else was in? Why am I drawing a blank on it? Yeah, Renee Zellweger or Jude Law. Philip Seymour Hoffman was in that. Charlie Hunnam was in that. Natalie Portman was in that. Oh my God, I need to watch this movie again. Donald Sutherland, Wade Rinstone, Brendan Gleeson, Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah, I need to watch this one again because this was a really good movie. And it got a little bit spicy too, right? 2003. And I remember a lot of people gave praise to Renee Zellweger for this one, but I thought Nicole Kidman was pretty good in this movie too. Anyway, is that it for today? Is that all we got in the can? Are there any more breaking headlines? My Best Friend's Wedding, Camp Rock, Ray Nicholson on Smile 2, Mike Faced in the Bikeriders. Yeah, we'll be watching that later on in 3 hours and 50 minutes. I'll be watching that. Morvith Clark. Going to see her next in the Rings of Power Season 2. That will get put, like, the hate bandwagon is already circled around Rings of Power. It doesn't matter if it's a good story or not. If they'll pick it apart like they did the Acolyte, and that sucks. Because I actually think she's pretty good. Letitia Wright, Isaac Gonzalez, Elizabeth Olsen, and Miles Teller on the set of Eternity. The film is set in a world where everyone must decide who they want to spend eternity with. Interesting premise. Footage of behind the scenes of Snow White starring Rachel Ziegler has been shown at Cine Europe. Oh, God, yeah. Those dwarves look scary, man. Cine Europe, more Cine Europe stuff. Under Paris spends the second week at #1 on the Netflix film charts with over 28 million views. Already the 5th most non-English language movie on Netflix. Cool. I hope Godzilla -1 gets up there too. Hitman spends a second week at #1 on English language charts. Jason Blum confirms release dates for Insidious 6, Black Phone 2, Megan 2.0, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 for 2025. Sadie Sink. Give that the old heart. Good actress. Olivia Cook and Fia Saban on House of Dragon Season 2. You know what? This will be my our thumbnail for next week's episode. Episode 2 thumbnail right there. From the Green Table, which is boo. Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2 has moved up to November 22nd. Has moved from November 22nd. Oh, sorry. Moved up from November 22nd to November 15th. Okay. Why is George Lucas trending? This really demonstrates George Lucas' ideals when it comes to lore. He was open to returning a character from death he previously had given permission to kill. Yeah, Filoni's got to take a lot of the responsibility here too for what's going on, because he's now in charge of the creative side of things, right? For what's going on with the Acolyte. Right now, if I were the executives, I would stop with the marketing campaign. You're not gonna magically break through. Let me pull up my my Instagram, because they're every day they're posting content of holy shnikes. That's Taylor Swift. For God's sakes, woman. Give that the heads up. Wait. Holy sweet mercy. What were we talking about again? The Acolyte. Oh, yes. Let me pull up Star Wars's Jesus. Look at Star Wars's Instagram here. And they're pulling up daily posts of the Acolyte stuff. And it's getting crucified. If I were the executives, I would say, halt. We're stopping with this. We are no longer going to push out this, because it's not as if you're going to magically break through and punch through to the audience that you want to get to by just continuously ramming it down people's throats. You're not going to get that, because if you look at some of the cancerous comments here, why have you disappointed and insulted generations and future generations of fandom with the 1%? Always remember that the fans have kept the franchise afloat before you go and changed it. Yeah. Twice the pride, double the fall. Yeah, I remember I thumbs up that one, because they seemed more involved with trying to have some moral fiber over developing good story. And as I said, Dave Filoni needs to take some responsibility for this now too. And I would be like, we're okay. Fans have spoken. They've said that they don't like what we're selling here. And we need to pivot, and we're either going to accept the 14% on the tomato meter, or just say, okay, here's the rest of the episodes. I would release it all next week. Don't drag this out for week. I'd just say, here's episodes 5, 6, 7, 8 next week, like that. Binge it. Let us know, like, you obviously don't like it. You don't want more of it. We should stop making film or a series like this with this edict. And we're going to and issue a public statement like Marvel did, where we're saying, okay, well, there's too much content. We realized that this kind of approach wasn't working. It wasn't being well received. So we're going to stop now, and we're going to try to change course. issue a statement like that, and it might bring people back on board to give Skeleton Crew a chance when it comes out. Because if Skeleton Crew is more like the Acolyte, more down. Nobody's going to care about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And honestly, we're at the point now. I know that a lot of people don't like this. Sorry to go back to the Acolyte story that we were just talking about up here. Sell it. Sell Lucasfilm. Sell it off and you know what I would do if I got that? If Apple bought it or some other big company, Sony bought it, say from Force Awakens on, that's all expanded universe stuff. We realize that you like what Disney did with Mandalorian, but you could still have Mandalorian and have it not really disrupt anything else going forward. We're going to tell a story of what happened after Return of the Jedi, where Luke Skywalker rebuilt the Jedi Order, not Rey. And then we're just going to use de-aging techniques, and we're going to bring in Mark Hamill again, and we're going to use Thrawn. We're going to pay Timothy Zahn's royalty fees or whatever to have him let us use Thrawn in the proper way. And Thrawn's going to be the Thanos of the sequel trilogy. And it'd be like, well, you still have you still have those movies if you love Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. If you love those movies, you still have them. They're just not canon anymore. That's all I would say. And what's wrong with that? You still have them. You can watch them anytime you want. And if you want to think that they're canon, do it. But we're going to relaunch episode 7, 8, and 9. Well, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford are still around, and it's going to go in a totally different direction. That's it. That's what I would do. And I would try to use story elements of the scripts that George Lucas handed off. And we would go back to the mentality of trying to bring Star Wars things that you haven't seen before on screen. Remember that used to be the mandate, one of the mandates of George Lucas's Star Wars. Things that you, weren't expecting, right? Things that just would blow your mind. We really haven't got anything too much like that in the sequel trilogy, or anything going forward. Like, we have not gotten anything like the pod race. And that was in episode 1 in 1999 from the sequel trilogy. Because they just don't have the imagination. And when you got notes from George Lucas, the creator himself, saying, here's what I would have done for 7, 8, and 9, and you're just like, I'm throwing that down on the ground. The prequels are not as hated by newer fans. They're not. It was only the older generation who watched the sequels that hated it for a period of 1999 to about 2015. But those voices that are like, no, the sequels suck. The sequel, like the campy is out there. Those voices are now slowly the minority. And it's like a lot of the newer generations are liking the prequels. So I would stay with 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then go from there to complete some kind of cohesive Skywalker arc of what happened to Luke, and could he stave off Force users from being tempted by the dark side, because the Force came back into balance after episode 6. Yes, there's always going to be people out there with dark side powers, or with the ability, with Force powers, that would be tempted by dark side, but that's what would be addressed in the sequel trilogy. It should have been. Anyway, I'm going on a long rant again, but that's just my passionate thoughts about it, because I'm still a Star Wars fan. I'll always be a Star Wars fan, even when I'm watching mediocre fare like The Acolyte, where it's kind of like, this is, and I would get rid of these stupid lightsabers that just are glow sticks. Get rid of the glow sticks lightsabers, because they don't look menacing. I don't care if it doesn't reflect the light off the faces properly. Like, get rid of that. They never did it before, and everybody was fine with it. It was only one or two people that actually called that out. It's like, yeah, but it was Luke's face that close to the lightsaber. It should have been shining blue light on it. It's like, maybe it was so powerful it was sucking the light back into it. Do you know how it works? No. We all rolled with it anyway, and nobody complained about it. Anyway, I'm going off in a tangent, and just my mind is leaking like Maya Hawke's character in Wildcat. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. All right. Is that it for today's show? It is. Tomorrow there will be no movie news because we will be getting into that movie with Jessica Alba. Netflix movie, Trigger Warning. And come join us tomorrow morning for that. Probably like, well, I'd like to try to get at it at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. if I can. How long is Trigger Warning? An hour and 46 minutes. Okay. Mark Webber, Anthony Michael Hall, Trigger Warning, Jessica Alba. Parents Guide. Nothing there. Yeah, it's too early for stuff. But Jessica Alba has got like a no nudity clause in her things, in her contracts, so I don't expect that. Yeah. What's the rating again? Mature audiences? Yeah. We should be fine watching that. Tomorrow, guys, Trigger Warning, right here on Mirror Domains. Anyway, let me know what you thought about some of these stories, and we will talk about it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and stay tuned for my straight out of the theater reaction for The Bikeriders.